Hey everyone, I'm Arlen Bento Jr. Welcome to the Shoot Par Now Golf Show. I'm here with my co-host James Stammer. And if you look at Jimmy, he looks a little red for a reason. He got to play some golf today at a really nice golf course. We're going to go into that. But before we get started, I do want to thank our sponsor for our show, the Copper Tech Plus Training Glove. If you've watched any of my videos on Instagram, you know I love this glove. It does so many cool things. It has these knuckles to make sure that you're holding the grip in the right position, these little red alignment circles. This arrow will tell you where you're pointing. It's got this great silicone grip. It's like a football player.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like a wide receiver's grip.
It's so tacky, and it's got this specialized, what I call the power strap. It actually wraps around into your hand. It's just fantastic. So if you are looking to improve your golf game, this will even help you line up your fingers. So when you put your lead hand on it comes in right or left, but This is a great glove. I'd like to thank Copper Tech Plus.
If you sweat a lot, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great glove. So if you want to try something cool, plus it's really great for arthritis and anybody that has any kind of issues because it's got compression to it. So thank you for them. But
and if you're a sunscreen company and you want to sponsor the show, I could probably use a little more sunscreen.
He could have used some sunscreen. You didn't have any sunscreen on today.
I put it on before I left the house, but it was gone.
Well, it was
up on the range.
It was hot. We're getting the summer. It's hot out there. So anyway, this week on the PGA Tour, what a showing! What a unbelievable demonstration of golf by Scottie Scheffler.
When you're on, you're on.
Oh my goodness!
4 straight rounds of on.
63 final round, hit it. You know what is weird? Like when I was watching it, like every shot that was a little long came back. Like it was almost like the pins were set up because Jordan Spieth shot 62 in the final round. I mean, they were tearing that place up.
Yeah.
But it would they'd go past the hole and be like, oh, and then it just it wasn't.
Everything got pulled back. Yeah.
But it wasn't even backspin. It was almost like the flags were all like in, like there were a lot of
backstop.
Yeah.
To help them out. Yeah.
Which
it seemed that way.
Yeah, because it had to be because but I tell you what, so I watched Sheffler move around the front. And he just hit his ball. So, I mean, I think he missed one green in the front and one bogey, but he made that eagle and he hit a 5-iron like out of a bunker on the par 5 to make eagle. This is crazy.
You could have almost called out sick on Sunday and still won.
31 under. Amazing. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, you need to go back and look at it. Sometimes it gets a little boring, right? When you're watching a tournament where there's a runaway. But
he was 10 shots ahead at the turn. He made the turn, was 10 shots clear of the field.
It was reminiscent of like 97 Tiger. When he was like going out and started to win majors, just lapping and being like 10 shots. And you know what's funny? They talked a little bit about that in a mentality. Because, it's really easy to like go out and not like fire at the holes. But Tiger said, if I've got the lead, I'm going to like put pressure and smash them,
Yeah.
You looking at his round?
Shot 30 on the front nine.
Yeah, with a bogey.
Yeah, with a bogey.
And an eagle. They shot, what, 33?
33 on the backside.
I mean, smooth 63.
With a bogey on 17 and a par on the par 5 18. So,
Not an easy golf course, dude. Don't kid yourself, too. That's not something you're going to go out recreationally and like shoot a score on. That thing was amazing. But so you got to give him, he's got to be the favorite, I mean, obviously with McIlroy, but for the next couple of majors. It's going to be interesting how they get into the PGA and then into the, I call it the British, but the Open.
Yeah.
But
Open
yeah, it'll be interesting. But man, he's playing really good, even with the little funky footwork that he has.
It's amazing you watch him and just the way he jumps, you think you would never teach that to anybody.
So that's so. This is the thing about golf right now. We talk about it a lot as instructors with our students. I talk a lot. My George, I'm working with my son, but it's like in the end, there's efficiency and there's style. And if you look at golf swings, right, even though they all can look a little different, the efficiency part has to be there to be great, right? Like there's no question, right? But it shows you, so Scheffler's playing predominantly fade off the tee, right? So he looks like he's always aiming a little left, and he's playing this shot, but his ball speed is 179. like with no effort.
He's killing it.
He's killing it, and it's so smooth. And he hits this kind of like I would call like cut looking. All the shots were high and cutty. You know, I think straight to little.
That's how Jack used to play.
You kind of have to stop it on those hard greens. And I was watching a video. There's a video. If you go look online, I don't know. It's a younger video, but they're talking about using a pencil in the back of a grip. I put a T in the back of a grip to kind of show people when they get to the backswing, the base of your grip should kind of be pointing to the golf ball when you get to about halfway back. And he was saying that he struggles when he gets a little bit across the line, and I do that too. But every swing he made was a little bit across the line in the tournament. Like he was just saying that he thinks he wants to be back here, which he should, but his move is to go a little across the line. The reason why his feet are doing what they do is because he is using the ground and using a lot of pressure. He is creating a lot of speed, but for whatever reason, the way his feet move, it kind of looks a little funky, you know? Did you ever hear this?
But if you notice, it's after impact. It's
if you look,
it's not before.
Yeah.
It's after he hits the ball. That's when he spins those feet out.
So I remember watching or hearing when he was, I forget, it was something about when he was young, he had a lot of foot movement. And then when he went to college, the coach or whatever that instructor, whoever it was in college, wanted him to keep his feet quiet. You know, a lot of pros were keep your feet on the ground, get more stable. And when he tried to become more stable, that caused his natural footwork to kind of get, I don't know, reorganized to look like what he does. So in his attempt to like not move his feet as much, his feet started doing all the kick outs and the little roll ankles, whatever. So it's kind of interesting because that's the story I took on it. Like he tried to like tighten up his lower body. And honestly, I never saw swings of his from college, but I need to go look it up. But the thing I was watching or reading, I was watching something, and they were talking like in college, his feet didn't do that. Like I said, I'm sorry. When he went to college, like, you know, he won everything as a junior, he was a superstar junior, but his feet moved a lot, and they wanted to quiet him, and then that's kind of what turned into what he has today. But again,
it worked.
My gosh, is it working? Yeah.
I mean, you know, you look at like Jim Furyk.
Right.
I never teach that swing to anybody, but at impact, he's right where all the great players are.
Somebody taught it to Matt Wolff.
He's right there.
But Matt Wolff kind of disappeared a little bit. But again, you know, everybody kind of goes through ups and downs. So what's really interesting is as Sheffler progresses, right, whether or not he can become or could challenge Tiger for, you know, that greatest of all time. Can you win? One, you got to win all the majors, right? You got to have the Grand Slam. You're going to have to catch Sam Snead. You're going to have to outpace Tiger's major total, right? But that's going to take a special guy.
Yeah, it's going to take for a while.
I don't know if Scottie Scheffler's ankles and mobility on the bottom are going to be able to take that. You know, the way his ankles move. I don't know. I hope, but you know, modern technology and stuff is there. Putted great. Pace was great. I mean, center. I mean, some of the putts coming down. I mean, he kind of squeaked in a few, but man, his speed control. You ever heard the story about how the hole gets 3 times larger if you control the speed better? You ever heard that?
I have not heard that, no.
So the hole's like 4 1/4 in width, and if you're able to roll the ball at a pace where it finishes like 18 underneath 24 inches, the hole becomes triple in size because you can hit the edges of the hole and the ball go in.
Fall in because of the speed it has.
Correct. And if you're hitting it past 24 into that, you know, almost 3 feet by, the pace of the ball is faster, right?
It's too much for it to fall.
Right. And you have to be within like 1 perfect inch of dead center, whatever that dead center is, to be able to make the putt. So that the caveat is kind of like, you want the ball to approach the hole at a really particular slower pace.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, if you're too slow, you're not going to get it there, right? So there's that balance. But the odds say that if you're really good at getting the ball to sort of like die in the hole, or as they say now, you know what the word is now? The word's drip.
Drip into the hole.
Yeah. Have you seen that yet?
I have not heard
The young guys are saying drip. They're talking about, we used to just call it die the putt in the hole, you know, like
getting that old now.
Yeah, they're calling it drip. But But I do. Oh, I do. But I do like that dripping, that feeling of just letting the ball drip into the hole, because I think that's what the greatest putters do. So anyway, kudos to him, man. He had a great tournament. So looking forward to see if he can. I think it's going to be really interesting. I think him and Rory are really going to have a battle this year. I mean, Jordan Spieth though, 62. I mean, he's from that area, right? So I'd love to see him come back. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Jordan Spieth's story was whether or not Sheffler can maintain it. You know, that whole thing when you become a mega star and you're making, you know, now your bank account's got hundreds of millions. It
takes a lot, man. I mean, it takes a lot to stay on top.
It does. It's a lot more than people realize too. Like the climb is exciting, but then you get there, right? It's really tough.
And everybody's after you then too.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Target on your back. They're all shooting for you.
Yeah. So speaking of shooting or target on your back, how was your golf today?
We played down at the Visiting Nurses Association charity tournament down at Trump National in Jupiter.
Trump National in Jupiter.
Beautiful golf course.
Did Donald show up?
No, we did not. We did not see
any of the Trump family running around.
Not there. No, did not see anybody from his entourage.
Kai Trump wasn't running around hitting balls.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Shooting videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. Our four caddy that was with us in our group, which is cool. I've never played in a scramble where you got a four caddy.
No, you kind of have to if you play that kind of course. Cool. Yeah.
But
helped out a lot, didn't he?
He helped out a lot, and his name was Ryan. Great guy.
Yeah.
And he said that the Secret Service hates that course
because it's so hard to,
because of the number of houses that are along and around the holes and stuff.
To secure
it makes it really hard to be secure. So they got to have extra groups there to be 2 or 3 holes ahead of
every hole.
The president when he goes and plays there. So they like it much better when he plays down in West Palm.
So it's all secluded because there's no houses on it. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
And those people, if you're watching this, and you don't know what some people might not even know what a 4 caddy is.
Yeah.
But a 4 caddy is one caddy for the group. So he'll take care of your clubs. He'll help you read putts. He'll help everybody. But his job is to kind of run out in front of you and make sure you can find your ball. So was this guy a runner? Did he jump out in front, or did he just stay on the?
He stayed with us, but he had an eagle eye for where the ball went.
Yeah, but the word 4 caddy, they would actually take off, and then they would get out, and then they would watch your tee shot, and they will be able to find it off its landing point. But a 4 caddy actually, so he rode on the cart all day, right?
Yeah, he rode on the back of the cart with us, but yeah.
Did he take care of your clubs and stuff?
Yep, took care of our clubs, gave us yardages. It was nice walking up to a green and
knowing where to aim it.
Handed your putter when you get there. Here you go, sir.
Oh yeah, did he jump in your bunkers and do all that stuff too?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It goes back to we were talking on the show a couple weeks ago about how I was trying to start the caddy program when I was at PGA out at PGA. Yeah, and it is a nice experience. If you've never had a chance to play with a caddy, you should put that on your bucket list. It doesn't have to be even like a fancy experience, but having somebody, even if you found pick a junior and have them carry your bag for you. Mm-hmm. And let them line up putts and find a good junior player and give them $50 for coming out for you. You'd be shocked how much fun that is. It's funny. You made me think about that the other day because I have a couple of kids, and because we're shooting on this channel and we're having this thing we call Golf Cart Chatter, but which is pretty good. If you haven't checked it out, check those out along with Scruffy the Scratch. But I should do one where I take one of my juniors and either I caddy for them, which would be kind of fun because I'd be huffing and puffing, carry their bags, but it'd still be a fun thing. Or maybe they caddy for me. But I think people would rather see me caddy for them. I think people get tired of watching me hit balls. But
I think that'd be fun.
It would be fun. Maybe we have to do that as a segment. Shoot Parnell, we just launched a 2-person scramble on May 18th. So yeah, there's a lot of younger guys that are playing matches, 2-man scrambles. They call them 2v2s.
Yeah.
So my son George and his buddy Ryan have about 5 or 6 twosomes, and they're looking to run something. So I said, I'll sponsor it. I'll set it up for you, and we put a sign up. So if you're local and you want to play in our 2-man scramble event, it's if you can go to my Instagram, you can check it out, or it's Arlen Bento JR at Instagram. Type in my name, or go to Shoot Parnell. I put a link on the front of the homepage. So that's coming up. We have all of our junior camps. People are starting to sign up for those, and we also have a new VIP Shoot Parnell VIP 8-week program I just launched today. So if you want to get after it, Okay, especially if and high school players, you guys should be in this program. So it's 8 weeks. You get a indoor lesson
coming into season right when school starts.
Well, yeah, high school ramps up here, and so
Yeah.
this is the time where the high school kids need to get their acts together. So you come inside, work with me for 8 weeks, once a week. I take you out to the golf course a couple times. We do the whole what I call golf MRI, where I break down all of your equipment, all of your club data. We check all of the club. We bend all your clubs to make sure they're looking good. We can take your grips if you need that. But we're just trying to get you dialed in for high school. Now, anybody can come, and they're great for an adult player too. Yeah. But I think we'll get high school. So if you're a high school player and you're watching some of these, go to Shoot Par Now, and there's a link there too to check out the VIP.
Yeah, because you never know. You know, some people might go, man, I hit my 6-iron the same distance as my 7-iron, and then you find out, well, the loft's a little close to it because it's bent over the years.
You should be shocked.
No longer a 7-iron; it's a 6-iron.
So many people, so many young players don't check their club lives, and I was showing a couple of my better players that we're working with that they tend to leave like a 5-iron a little open. But if I bring the 5-iron in, if they're bendable, some of them, I mean, I'm a little worried. I only like to bend forges, but I'll try on some casts. But I hate when I break stuff.
Yeah,
but
no good.
I just broke something the other day. I'm so disappointed. Where did it go? Oh, I'll share with. I'll show it on. Oh no. I know. Yeah.
Some of them are meant to be bent. Some of them are.
Well,
not
this was so I'm on. I'm sponsored by Cobra and Puma, but I was trying to bend my 58 a little bit, and look what happened. I don't know if the camera.
You bended it though.
I did. I cranked it. That sucker is crooked now. Actually, I hit some balls with it. It felt pretty good. Look at it. It's like a giant offset.
Maybe that's the trick.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll last. It's really solid. It's not like it's not breaking. Yeah. But you see how I cracked it? So
yeah.
So again, if people don't know, I've got a metal press, and I was trying to make this a little more upright. No, I made it too upright. I was trying to flatten it, and I don't know. I must have caught a threshold there.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you break.
You're just a big, strong guy.
Yeah, there's $149 down the drain. Now, I'm on staff, so it wasn't so bad. But still, and I got to go get another wedge.
Yeah. And you had that one all nice and patinaed in. I mean,
no, that's how it came. That was that was that Cobra, whatever they call it. It was a really nice wedge. But hey, Cobra, if you're watching this, I need a couple new wedges anyway. But yeah. So Super now, there's a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, so talk a little bit more about your round. I got stuck on the Super now thing, but so.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun. We started on 18, which was...
That's a par 5?
That's a par 4. Straight back into the clubhouse. Okay. Big, huge. I mean, the flag's about the size of your back wall back there, the American flag over the clubhouse. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Trump, right?
And our caddy says, you want to aim at the flagpole. It's like...
Yeah, kind of how do you miss it?
Where is it?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
But, and what was interesting, we made the turn, and at the first hole, they had a air cannon.
Oh, the air cannon
we got to use for our tee shot.
Okay. Now this I have never heard of. I've played a lot of these.
It looks like kind of a potato gun, but with an air compressor thing on it. And the guy charged it up off of his air tank, dropped the golf ball down in there, and then the idea was, okay, just like a scramble, every one of you is going to get the point this where you want it to go and press the trigger, and it'll fire the golf ball. And I guess through the couple of groups that had come before us, they're like, you want to aim a little left because the wind's coming from the left. And you want to get it at about a 45-degree angle from the ground. So the guy stood there, kind of watched and was like, that looks about right. So I'm moving to the left. And you pull the trigger and it goes poof. And it boom. And the ball goes. And I mean, it goes. It was a 360-yard par 4.
It's a lot of pressure.
And mine was the only one that landed on the green of the 4 of us. But it landed on
From 360.
From 360, so
wow.
Yeah, we had a 30-foot birdie putt.
Who needs
an eagle putt?
Who needs Bryson?
Yeah. So I'm like, can we just take this with us for the rest of the round? That would have been fun.
Was it loud?
It wasn't really loud. No.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't ear-splittingly loud at all. No, it was just a thump
I never have heard that on a tournament.
It was a lot of fun. It was really cool to do.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So, how many teams was it?
There were, I think, about 24 teams.
Oh, it's a small event then. Yeah. That's kind of a small. Well, no, that's correct. 24 times 4.
You put two.
No, that's 100 players.
Par 5. So yeah,
that's a full event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that last week. Where we live. So we're in my golf academy's in Port St. Lucie, like a little north of Jensen, which is about maybe 10, 12 miles from here at the most. Mm-hmm. And we're in Stewart, but we're Jupiter's what, 20 miles?
Yeah.
Not even.
You were taking. Yeah.
But when you go from Stewart south, boy, you go through some of the best courses in the country.
Oh yeah.
Because you can go from, so many pros play at Medalist. You got Loblolly or MacArthur. You get into Jupiter. You got all the North Palm Beach clubs like Loxahatchee and Admirals. There's so many. And then you got Bears Club. So where Trump National is, right? Bears Club is right there.
Yeah, you pull in the same entrance and you make a right. You go into Bears Club. You go straight. You go into Trump National.
And these are like phenomenal golf courses, right? Like very private, very exclusive. But because where we live in the summertime, right, when they have these shared events, you can get to play some of these unbelievable courses again in a charity event.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, which is a lot of fun. Now, for me, I'm not a big fan I'm not like scrambles are okay, but
yeah,
I would rather play the golf course, right? But yeah. I like shambles. I really enjoy those where you hit your tee shot.
You select one and then you play your ball. You
play your own ball because at least you feel like you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your bad tee shot doesn't kill you because your group's probably going to hit it in the fairway.
Right.
But you play your own ball from there in.
Right. But that's the only thing, like, you get to play some of these really, really good golf courses. We're getting excited because I was just telling my son George that we're going to try to take our golf cart chatter, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, what do you call it? Segment? Like it's part of the channel, but it's like its own little segment.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try to get on and go play a couple of really nicer courses. And we're even got something coming up, which I haven't shared yet, but I'll share it now. We're gonna start to do some lessons with some of the top instructors in South Florida. So up here, I've got the awards and I've got the credentials, but you never stop learning. And there are a couple of them, the guys.
You're stupid if you think you've learned it all.
Yeah, you got to go listen. So I was telling him because he's like, "Well, Dad, but you're really good at coaching." I said, "No, I am good at coaching, but it would be nice sometimes to go spend some time with somebody else, hear different words, and get a different, just some feels, right? Like because golf's about finding things, right? And so what I'm saying is good, but you might hear somebody else say something and it's like better, or So you're going to see this come up. We're going to go down. There's about 5 guys I've sort of like targeted, people that I know that I really think are good coaches, and we're going to reach out to them and see if we can go down and get a lesson, and videotape it and see how we do. I thought that'd be another cool thing to add to our show.
Very neat. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to find different things to catch on with people. So we do this every Monday just to kind of recap tour and talk a little bit about what's going on, and then we have these 2 other spinoffs, and we're gonna have some fun with that stuff, But we have to get you to come out. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Have you come out and sit in the cart and we just chat or hit some shots, and you can complain, and I'll try to help you. And
I can play Don Rickles and heckle you all day long.
Well, my son does a good job of that, and he's getting better at. Like he likes to give me the little needle, and I keep trying to tell him. I said, he wants to beat me, and he's getting really close. He had you'll see one of these come up where we tied. He fell apart. Oh, he had me, but like he keeps he wants to be competitive, which is fun. But when I'm competitive, I don't want to deal with him. Like, I don't want to look for his ball. I'm not going to give him pointers. I just want to let me play.
Hit this shot here.
Yeah, I want to get in my own rhythm and see if I can play well. And if I don't play well, I don't play well. But I'm not going to, it's mentally hard for me. I was just talking about like playing lessons, right? I'm not a big fan of playing in lessons because I feel like I don't get to play. I mean, I hit shots, right? But, I like getting into a rhythm when I play, which is just the way I play. But sometimes you go out and play, and I'm watching, high handicapper hit a bunch of ugly shots, and they're like, hit one, and then, haven't hit a ball, and I take out a club, and I take a whack at it. I hit it long, hit it short, maybe in a bunker, and they go, oh, that wasn't very good. I'm like, I've been watching you scuff it on the ground for like an hour.
But I went from the car to the cart to the 7th hole.
And again, that's an excuse. I mean, if you're a good player, you should just smoke it on the green, right? But like sometimes it's like, it's not there. And so I always tease, like, playing golf to me is like an experience that each person has to have. That's why I'm not a big fan of scrambles and anything like that. But do you have anything else coming up on the agenda? You got any tournaments coming up? I saw a big one on the sign going home at Sailfish Point, which I'm probably going to try to go out and play there. One of my students works part-time, and he invited me to come on and play. And I haven't been out there in a couple of years since I stopped coaching high school, probably 5-6 years already. But that's always a nice course to play, especially this time of year when it's empty.
It's a fun course, yeah.
But they have an event, something coming up. I think it's like May, maybe the same weekend we're doing our little 2-man thing. But yeah, I mean, I always thought it was funny up here that there wasn't any way to really like see where all the tournaments were at. Like something that you could just see all of the charity events for the summer.
Yeah, a roster that gave you, schedule that gave you all that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
For car shows, why not for
yeah, they never did. I should do that with my other business there. We should probably put up a site just to help people because I think it would help the charities. Like just put their stuff out.
Oh yeah.
Just let people know because there's so many nice charity events that you can play in.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, I guess that's going to be the end of our show for today. Hope you enjoyed the tour coverage. It was kind of boring because when you got like a negative 31, 10, what did he end up? 10 shots?
8 shots clear.
8 shot clear.
10-shot lead at one time.
Yeah.
He was kind of just cruise control.
But anyway, it's always fun to cover it. Kind of hope you guys enjoy some of the insights from it. But make sure to like and subscribe. Follow James at Stammer Golf on Instagram. Follow me at Arlen Bentoderi Instagram. Please make sure to like. It helps a lot. And if you could leave a comment, any comment at all, just make fun of my haircut or tell James to wear some sunscreen. But it really helps. It really helps the video get shared, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.